My name is McKensie. I'll be leading us through an hour-long all levels flow. Feel free to take things at your own pace. Find child's pose at any and all times during class. And I'll feel free to do the same up here. Let's get started in a Supta Baddha Konasana. So come lying on our backs. You can bring your heels to touch. Your knees come out wide. If it feels good to you, one hand can come to your belly, the other hand can come to your heart. Otherwise, you can leave them down by your sides, palms facing up. And if it is a little uncomfortable to have your knees or hips in this position, sometimes my hip flexors get a little angry at me here. You can always draw your heels further away from you. Or you can just kind of start in a Shavasana as well with those legs extended out long. Go ahead and find a deep breath in. Fill all the way up. Make the connection with your hands to your chest and your belly as you fill all the way up with air. Coming all the way up through the throat, and give a big sigh out through the mouth. Let something go from your day today. Close your eyes if they aren't closed already. Let your tongue remove from the roof of your mouth, just sinking into the mat with each breath in. With each breath out, you sink a little bit further. Your shoulders sink into the mat. Different areas of your hips and your bum, your lower back. Find a full body scan here as you continue with your breaths. Breathing in through the nose, sealing your lips, breathing out through the nose. That ujjayi, ocean wave-like breath. Go ahead and bring awareness to your shoulders, to your chest, to your core, your stomach, your lower back. And make your way through your body, not putting any pressure on whether it feels good or bad, just recognizing and bringing awareness to your body on the mat. 2 more breaths on your own, filling all the way up. And after your second breath, go ahead and bring your hands to the outside of your knees and close them like a book. Hug your knees into your chest, giving yourself a little hug, maybe rocking and rolling back and forth on the mat, massaging out that lower back. And then hug your right knee into your chest, extend your left leg out long, waking up that hamstring, waking up your hip, maybe circling in one direction, circling in the opposite direction. And then switch out your legs, grab the left leg in nice and close, extend the right leg long. Same thing here. Waking up the body, getting ready for movement. And then hug both legs in once again. We're going to hop our hips over a little bit to the left side of our mat. Let your arms cactus out to the side and then drop your knees over to the right side of your mat. Your gaze comes over to the left side. So finding an easy spinal twist here. Stay present with your breath. Bring your awareness to the connection on the mat. Breath in. Sink deeper with the breath out. Coming back through center. And then hop your hips over a little bit to the right and then drop them over to the left. Your gaze comes to the right this time. Trying to keep your shoulders down with the mat if possible. If that right one is hopping up a little bit, that's okay. The focus is just on a juicy, comfortable twist through the spine. Come back through center. All right, we're going to bring our shins parallel with the mat. Our knees are stacked over our hips. And then go ahead and just press your palms into your quadriceps and your quadriceps back into your palms. This is just going to fire up the core. It's amazing just lying on the ground. We can feel this intense exertion through our core. Push that lower back into the ground. Let's stay here for 8 more seconds. Breathe here. for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come behind your head, starting with some bicycle twists. Let's bring our left elbow to our right knee as the left leg reaches long. Find that twist, opposite knee, opposite elbow. Try to find that elbow to knee connection and really press your elbow into your knee to fire up your core. Switch and hold. Switch and hold. Switch and hold one more time. And then moving for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Plant your feet into the mat. Find a neutralizing bridge pose here. Press your heels into the mat and lift those hips up, firing through the hamstrings and the glutes. All 4 corners of the feet are pressing on the mat. One more inhale. Exhale to lower down. Sticking with a little core to start us off, we're finding our eagle crunches. So arms come out to the sides. Lift your right leg up and over the left. Maybe tuck your toes under that left calf. Bring your shins up parallel with the earth. And then wrap your right arm over the left, maybe connecting at the palms or maybe holding into the shoulders. Extend your arms over your head and your feet out long to expand. Exhale, elbow to knees, crunch in. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach long. Elbow to knee. Let's do 3 more times. For 3. For 2. For 1. Beautiful. Extend out long. One more bridge pose here. Plant your feet. Lift your hips up high. Fire up that backside body while we're firing up the front side. Go ahead and release down opposite side. Arms come out wide. Left leg comes over the right this time, maybe finding that double bind, tucking the toes. Left arm under the right, finding that bind in the upper body. Reach long as your shins come parallel. Exhale, crunch in, elbows to knees. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, elbows to knee. One more time, reach long, elbows to knee. And then 3 more at your own pace. Connecting with your breath. Inhale as you extend, exhale as you crunch. Find that last one. And release. Good work, y'all. Hug your knees into your chest. Let's rock and roll. The length of our mat, we're going to find our way into a tabletop pose. So when you're ready, crossing at the ankles, planting your hands, and untucking your feet. So your shoulders here are stacked over your wrists. Your hips are over your knees. And planting the tops of your feet, the shoelace part of your foot into the ground. Gazes slightly forward. Inhale as you find your stargazing cow, your belly drops, your sits bones spread. Exhale, terrified cat, curl the spine, gaze comes back towards your navel. Inhale for cow as you expand. Exhale for cat as you curl. Inhale for cow. Find that waking up of the spine, the curling as you engage your core and your back. And then find your own movement, matching your breath to your movement, making it creative, moving like you, maybe bringing some movement into your hips, flipping through the palms if that feels good. If you've been at a computer all day, maybe tucking your toes, sitting back onto those feet, stretching out the bottoms of your feet. And then when you're ready, find one more neutralizing cat-cow here. And then come through a neutral tabletop. We'll start by extending our right toes to the back of the mat, finding your shift forward and back to open up through this back hip. So just some slight movement here. Engage the core. Power through the palms. Good. Assisted side plank. Let's spin that left foot off of the mat. Press into your right foot, peel your right arm up to the sky. Good. So just as if you were in a side plank, but you have this left knee down on the ground, lift up through the hips. Right arm can extend upward or can reach out in front of you to help this bowing sensation through the hips lift up a little bit more. Find your gate pose, engage through the core, rise up onto your left knee. Good. And then find a stretch reaching down the right leg. Left arm reaches up and over the head. Maybe it extends towards your right foot, keeping your chest nice and open. Breath in, breath out to reach a little bit deeper. Go ahead and rise up. Connect your hands back to the mat and find your way through a tabletop pose. So both legs connect, and then we'll move on to the left side. So left leg extends back behind us, shifting forward and back. Finding that opening through the back of the left calf, the left hamstring, bringing movement into that left hip. And then finding an assisted side plank on the right side. So spin that right heel off of the mat, pressing into the left foot as you peel your left arm up. Engage through the core, tone up that entire front body and lift up through that right side body. Maybe you reach that left arm up and over your left ear, pinky dialed down. And then when you're ready, rise up for gate pose. Find that stretch down your left calf, right arm reaches up towards the sky, or maybe over towards that left foot. Staying broad and open across the heart. One more breath in. Exhale, reach further. And then find your way, hands plant back down on the mat. We're going to pop our toes up into a high plank pose. So pressing energy through your heels. We often focus on our core here, but we want to focus on the entire body. So pull your quadriceps away from your kneecaps. Squeeze that butt just a little bit. Press into all 10 finger pads. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Find a slight tuck of the tailbone. Engage that lower core. 2 breaths here. Stay with your intention and your presence on the mat. Breath in. Breath out. We went through our assisted side planks. You can choose to stay with those, or we're going to find a full side plank. So first we'll try assisted. Drop that right knee. We're going to spin up, left arm comes high. Exhale, plant that hand, find a plank. Inhale, move to the opposite side. Left knee comes down, right arm spirals high. Good. Plant that right hand down, and then if you want to keep legs lifted this time, transition to the right hand. Stack the left leg on top of the right. Lift up through the side obliques. Exhale, plant your top hand. Inhale, right arm reaches high, rise up. Good, stay strong through the core. You can always drop that bottom knee if you need. One more breath. Exhale, top hand comes down. Downward facing dog, hips go up and back. Beautiful work, everyone. Heels are actively reaching towards the ground. Spread firmly through all 10 finger pads, pressing into the tips of your fingers. Eyes of your elbows are tracking towards one another so your shoulders can roll down your back. Gazes toward your knees, maybe your belly, maybe your big toes. Take 2 breaths here. Again, in each new pose, finding your way to make it comfortable and active. Good. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, come down into a tabletop. Inhale, release back, child's pose, hips to heels. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Let's do this a few more times. Exhale, tabletop. Knees come wide. Inhale, child's pose. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. 2 more times, your own breath, your own movement. Do however feels good to you. And if you forget an inhale or an exhale, hold it for an extra breath. Just finding your way. Next time you find yourself in a downward facing dog, meet us there. Finding a full round of breath. Make it your best breath yet that you've given me so far today. When you're ready, walk your feet, keeping your legs as straight as possible, maybe a slight bend, taking those feet all the way to the top of the mat. Find a ragdoll pose. Grab opposite elbows with opposite hands. Feet can either be as wide as your mat, or they can be hip width distance apart, which is about 2 fists width. Let the crown of the head reach towards the earth. Find movement or stillness. Find what you need to bring you here to achieve what you need in the next 50 minutes. Hands release down to the ground, halfway lift. Crown of the head reaches forward. Belly contracts in towards your spine. Your hips reach back towards the back of the room while the crown of the head reaches forward. Inhale to stay. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Once again, find that same movement. Pause here. Exhale, forward fold. Roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, keeping the curvature in the top of the spine. Your head comes up last. Tadasana, mountain pose. Press firmly into all four corners of the feet. Roll your shoulders up and down your back. Stand firm in your presence, in your space. Maybe curl up the corners of your mouth. We're doing yoga. We chose to be here. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to move through our sun salutations. So go ahead and set your intention. Maybe it's a word. Maybe it's something that you've been working on in your own personal practice. Some a little extra, something that you need in your life. Maybe a little less of something that you need in your life. Something that you can come back to this one word for the entirety of practice today. All right, inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, find a back bend. Here, cactus the arms. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your right leg to the back of the mat, low lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips go high. Inhale, roll forward, high plank, engage the core. Exhale, drop to your knees. Lower down all the way to the mat. Inhale for cobra. Arms stay by your sides, engage through the lower back to rise up. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can always move through bent knees, hips go high. Right leg reaches high, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, step it between your hands. Exhale. Inhale, left leg meets right as you halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise, arms sweep up to the sky. Exhale, find that baby back bend. Inhale, arms to heart center, hands to heart center. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg reaches long, low lunge. Right leg meets it in a down dog. Roll forward, high plank. Drop to your knees one more time. You can always drop to your knees the entire class. Lower your chest down by hugging your elbows in by your sides. Inhale for a cobra once again. Exhale, downward facing dog, coming through bent knees. Left leg reaches high, three-legged dog. Step it between your hands, low lunge. Right leg meets left, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, let it go. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky, grab your light. Exhale, cactus your arms, back bend. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg reaches long, low lunge. Left leg meets it, hips go high, down dog. Roll forward, high plank. Continue to lower down to your knees. Otherwise, you can find a chaturanga, lowering halfway down, finding an upward facing dog. If you lower it all the way down, go ahead and find a cobra or an up dog. Tuck your toes, hips high, upward or downward facing dog. Left leg goes high, three-legged dog. Right leg goes high. Step that right foot right between your hands. Left foot meets it at the top of the mat, halfway lift. Forward fold, release. Root to rise, arms sweep up high. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hands to heart center. Set your intention each time we come here. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg goes long, low lunge. Right leg meets it, down dog. Roll forward through your plank. Again, lowering all the way down or halfway through your chaturanga dandasana. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg high. Step it between your hands, low lunge. Right leg meets left, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, arms sweep up high. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hands to heart center. This is our third and final round. Goes a little bit differently. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg reaches long, low lunge. Left leg meets it in a high plank pause. Lower through your chaturanga. Inhale for your up dog, heart spreads. Exhale, down dog. Hips go high. Pausing here for a full round of breath. Big inhale. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, come up on your toes, bend your knees. Gaze comes forward, step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Arms sweep up high, gather your light. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale to fold. Left leg reaches long, last side. Right leg meets it, high plank. Lower stiff as a board through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, spread the heart. Exhale, down dog, hips high. Pausing here. Regaining your composure. Breath in. Exhale, sink into the mat. Inhale, come up on your toes, bend your knees. Gaze comes forward, step or hop your way up. Inhale to halfway lift. Forward fold, release. Inhale, arms sweep up high. Exhale, chair pose. Woo! Good job, Caroline. For all our Zoomers out there, NOLA Tribe Yoga, we woo in chair pose. It makes it that much more fun. So sink down into your heels. Lift those toes, that death grip of those toes off of the mat. Reach your biceps up by your ears. One more breath in. Exhale, fold, let it go. Great job. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold, plant your hands, step or hop your way to the back of the mat. Lower through your chaturanga. And find your way through that vinyasa, finding yourself in a downward facing dog. Pedaling out here through that down dog. We built some heat. We ignited those tapas, that energetic heat in our body. So go ahead and let your body regain its composure. One more breath in here. Exhale, sink those hips deeper towards the mat. We're going to continue our flow. Inhale your right leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. Dial your pinky toe down towards the earth. So I don't want an open hip quite yet. The hip is closed off. And press up and back through your heel. Pressing equally through both hands. Now bend your knee and stack your hips, opening up that front hip. If you can take a look at that right knee, you shouldn't be able to see anything past that knee. One more inhale. Exhale to stay. Three-legged dog, hip goes high, square the hips, step it between your hands. Good. Find an easy twist here. Inhale your right arm up to the sky. Open up across the chest. Squeeze in that right knee towards the midline. Power through your back heel. Breath in. Breath out. Plant your hand on the inside of that front foot. And we're in our lizard pose. Just like we came in through our tabletop, yet it's a little more dynamic and active here. We're going to shift forward and back, pulsating through your left heel, opening up through that right hip a little bit. All right, gaze is slightly in front of you. Drop your back knee, untuck your back toes, moving into a low crescent lunge. So bringing your hands up on top of this front knee, untucking your back toes, sinking deep into that front knee to open through your left hip flexor. Roll your shoulder blades down your back. And when you're ready, sweep your arms up to the sky. If this feels comfortable here, stay here. Otherwise, you can find a back bend here, reaching up and back, staying nice and long in your spine, like you're reaching up and over a beach ball. Big breath in. Exhale, sink deeper. Find your breath. Find stillness. All right, plant those hands. Shift up and back on your front heel, finding a half splits. So your hips sink back towards your left foot. Your right toes are flexed towards you, keeping a nice long spine. Finding this activation and stretch through the bottom of the whole right leg. Good. Maybe play around with what feels good here. You maybe tuck the toes in or out just to find that different sensation in the stretch. When you're ready, transition back forward into your low crescent lunge. We'll find this transition of dynamic movement. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, half splits. Good. Coming through one more time, crescent lunge. Plant your hands, tuck your back toes. Left leg reaches back, find your vinyasa. Vinyasa is a fun word that represents lowering through our chaturanga, finding our up dog to down dog. If at any time you want to skip out on those movements, just meet us in a downward facing dog. Whenever I cue it, maybe take that break in child's pose. Inhale, left leg reaches high. Staying here with our hips squared forward, punch that heel to the back of the room. Pinky toes dialed down, lift up through the hamstring, up through that inner thigh. Pressing equally through both hands. Good, bend the knee, stack the hips. Engage that outer glute. Engage that hamstring in a different way. Make sure we're still pressing into both hands equally. Breath in. Exhale to stay. Three-legged dog, square the hips one more time, and then step it between the hands. Low lunge. Gazes slightly forward. Either plant this right palm or you can stay up on your finger pads and then twist open left arm up to the sky. Powering through your right heel, pressing firmly into your left heel. Gaze towards your top hand. And then bring that left hand down on the inside of the left foot. Find your lizard here. Finding some movement, opening through the hips. Again, same sensation, but a little more aggressive than when we were in our tabletop earlier. All right, let your back knee drop to the ground, untuck your back toes, coming into our low crescent lunge. So walk your hands on that left knee. And go ahead like you're pushing the skin off of your knee. Just kind of push it forward. It'll cause that knee to go on the ankle, which is totally okay in this pose. And then feel that real opening through the right hip flexor. On your next inhale, arms sweep up. Again, choosing to stay here and reaching high or reaching up and back to find a bigger heart opener, a bigger back bend. Reach longer on an inhale. Sink deeper on your exhales. One more breath. Plant your hands, finding your half splits, popping up on that left heel, sinking your hips towards your right heel. Nice long spine. And again, playing around, twisting those toes back and forth if that feels good. Reaching forward with the crown of the head, back with the hips. One more breath. And then moving through that dynamic movement, plant back into that left heel. Woo. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, half splits, come down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, half splits. One more time, inhale, rise up. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, rise up. Plant your hands, tuck your back toes, step back, and make your way through your vinyasa. Inhale for an up dog. Exhale on your down dog. Good. Before we move on to round two, let's take 2 breaths here in our downward facing dog. Realign yourself. Bring yourself back to that intention, that word, that purpose for being here. All right, right leg reaches high, 3-legged dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Right knee to right elbow, shift forward. Moving into a side plank, left arm stays down. Stack your right foot on top of the left. Maybe you drop your left knee. Inhale as you rise up, lift up through that side body. Exhale, plant that right hand. Left leg or right leg reaches high. Step it between your hands. Low crescent lunge. Drop your back knee. Inhale your arms up, sink forward into your hips. Good. Exhale, plant your front heel, finding your half splits. Inhale, crescent lunge. And then tuck your back toes, engage that back leg to lift your back knee off of the earth into a high crescent lunge. So a lot more power in this pose. Knee is stacked over your ankle, trying to find a 90-degree bend here and parallel that quadricep with the ground. Power through the back heel, coming up on the ball mound. Good. Strong lower body, long upper body. Breath in, breath out. Hands come to heart center, goddess pose. Pivot your left toes wide. Both heels come in, toes come out. Hello, Zoom. You're getting a nice little backwards booty shot of me right now. Go ahead and sink lower. Find movement through your knees. Your knees are tracking towards your second and third toes. Good. We got some good music playing, so you can make some movement with those hands. Have a little dance break in the middle of class. Always nice. Here for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath, sink a little lower. Wide-legged forward fold, toes come in, heels go out. Let the crown of the head reach towards the ground. Awesome. Walking your hands, your feet can come a little bit wider if that feels good. Walk those hands over to the right foot, bringing the crown of your head towards your shin. Breath in, breath out. Walk your hands back through center over to the left side. I don't know if y'all have heard this song remix before. I was so excited. My mom and I used to belt this song out in the car when I was little. It was so good. Don't worry, Zoomers, we'll post it to you later. You can catch in on it. All right, walk your hands back through center. Let's come to a low lunge at the top of the mat. Easy twist here, right arm reaches high. Big inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, find your way through your vinyasa. Big breath in on your up dog. Exhale for your down dog. Find a full round of breath. Sink your heels deeper on your exhale. Inhale, left leg high, 3-legged dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Inhale, 3-legged dog, square the hips. Knee to elbow, shift forward, left knee, left elbow. Coming into a side plank, right arm down, stack the left foot on top of the right. Always dropping that right knee if you need it. Otherwise, lift up through those hips. Well, either way, lift up through the hips. Maybe your left arm extends up and over. 1 more breath. Plant that top hand, left leg high, 3-legged dog. Step it between your hands, finding your low crescent lunge, dropping your back knee, untuck your back toes, hands to that front knee, shift forward as you inhale, arms up high. Exhale, shift back into your half splits, long spine. Inhale, low crescent lunge. When you're ready, tuck your back toes. Back knee comes off of the ground. You can always support yourself with your hands during that time. Again, trying to stay super low to the ground here. Strong back legs. So you can keep a dip, but try and punch your back heel back. Trying for this front quadricep to be parallel with the ground. Reach long up to the sky with those fingertips, energetically reaching upward. 1 more breath in. Exhale, you stay. Hands to heart center, goddess pose. Peel those right toes out, heels come in. Find that movement. Track those knees back and forth. Flossing side to side, tuck of the tailbone here. So we're not twerking, we have a slight tuck of the tailbone. We might want to be twerking, but that is a different class that I do not know how to teach. A couple people know by experience. And I've tried. Good, shifting back and forth. And then wide-legged forward, fold, fold forward. This time, find that distance between your feet that feels good for you, maybe so much that your head can almost graze the ground. And then plant your left hand right under your face. We're going to inhale our right arm up to the sky. So the more you press into that left palm, the more that you'll find the ability to twist your left lungs up. Breath in. Exhale, twist deeper. Replace your left palm with your right. Press it firmly into the mat. Inhale that left arm. Keeping a nice long spine here. We're twisting through the spine, but the crown of the head is still reaching forward. One more breath. Twist deeper on this exhale. Plant that top hand. Maybe find some relaxation here, just letting the crown of the head reach down. You can let those fingertips paint the edge of your mat. When you're ready, walk your hands back to the front of your mat. Let's find that easy twist once again. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, plant that hand, step back, find your way through a vinyasa, meeting us in a downward facing dog. Awesome, y'all. All right, find 2 breaths here. Realign ourselves before our third round. Third round is going to be moves that you've seen before. We're adding on a little bit more, just like in the second. All right, when you're ready, right leg reaches high, 3-legged dog. Right knee, right elbow shift forward. Inhale, take that leg high, 3-legged dog. Knee to opposite elbow, hold it there. Inhale, find that side plank. We're coming onto that left hand once again. Right arm reaches high. This time, if you want to peel that top leg, you can either come through, we're finding our way into that crescent lunge once again. You can either come through by planting that top hand or bend into the right knee and step it to the front of the mat. However you get there is perfect. Drop your back toes, untuck, find that low crescent lunge, shift your hips forward, reach up and back. Exhale, plant into that front, or pop those right toes up. Low crescent lunge, shift forward. Tuck your back toes, lift up, high crescent lunge. Good. Hands to heart center. Goddess pose. Heels come in, toes go out. We're here for just a moment. We're going to stay nice and low, finding our extended side angle. So left toes come parallel with the mat, right toes find the front of the mat, right elbow to right inner thigh, left arm up and over the left ear. Tucking this right hip under you. Stay open across the heart, twisting those right lungs up to the sky. Good. I can't see y'all, but I'm sure you're doing a beautiful job. All right, peaceful warrior takes you up and back. Keep the bend in the front knee. Let's find a warrior 2. Gaze over that front middle finger, sink deep in the front leg. Shoulders are stacked over your hips. Good, peaceful warrior once again. Tick-tock forward, up and back. And then windmill your hands down towards the ground. Find your vinyasa. Meeting in a down dog. Good. Your left side is awaiting the next set of moves. Take that left leg high, 3-legged dog. Left knee, left elbow, shift forward. Inhale, take it high. Left knee, right elbow, twist through the core. Inhale, take it high. Rising forward, coming through that side plank. So right hand plants this time, left arm reaches high. Again, spreading through the legs if that's a possibility for you. And then bend into the left knee, plant the left foot at the top of the mat. Gorgeous, good job, bud. All right, untuck your back knee, untuck your back toes, inhale your arms up. Low crescent lunge, open up fully across the front body. Plant your hands, pop those left toes back towards your face. Inhale, rise up. And then tuck your back toes, lift that back knee off of the ground, high crescent lunge. Find power, find stability. Any heat that you're building here, just find power and know that you are strong and capable in this moment. Hands to heart center, goddess pose. Heels are in, toes are out. Slight tuck of the tailbone. Again, find movement or stillness. Maybe this time let's rise up. Exhale, sink lower. 2 more times, inhale, rise. Exhale, sink. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink. Finding that extended side angle. Right toes are parallel with the mat, left toes towards the front. Left elbow to left inner thigh. Reach that right arm up and over. Finding this lovely line of energy from your outside of the right foot, traveling all the way up through the right side body, sparking out through the fingers. Breath in. Exhale to stay. Peaceful warrior, plant through the heels. Keep the bend in the front knee. High five the wall behind you. Warrior two. So feet stay about the same. Working through the arms. Energy shooting out through that front, fingertips, and through the back wall as well. Pulling in both directions. Peaceful warrior once again. And then windmill your hands down towards the ground. Find your vinyasa. Meet in a down dog. Whew. Good work, everyone. Let's find a quick little child's pose here. A reward for all of our hard work. It's always important to not just keep powering through, but to take a minute, reflect, and reward yourself. If you want to release in the shoulders, you can always bring your hands back down by your sides, palms facing up, maybe grabbing the backs of your heels. You can stay a little active here if you wish by rocking your forehead back and forth on the mat. Awesome. All right, let's find our downward facing dog once again. Find your way to the top of the mat, whether it's hopping, stepping, or tiptoeing your feet all the way. Good. All right, let's find our fingers to big toes forward fold. So take your peace sign fingers, grab your big toes from the inside. Feet are hip width distance apart. Find a flat back as you inhale. And then exhale, bend into the elbows, forward fold, crown of the head reaches down. As big of a bend in your knees as you need is great. You can bring that belly all the way down to meet your thighs if that feels good. And really reach those sits bones up towards the ceiling as you counter that energy with your crown of the head reaching down towards the ground. One more breath. On your exhale, pull your chest further towards your thighs. And then slowly release. Find your way all the way up. Good. Let's move through a standing balancing series. So to start, we'll find a single leg Tadasana. Bring that right arm or right knee up. When you confuse arms for legs, you know you're getting towards the end of class. All right, with your peace sign fingers, take them towards the inside of that front toe. We're coming in into our Utthita Hasta A. You can always stay right here and just grab that front knee. We're keeping our hips neutral. And if you would like to grab that big toe, punch your heel towards the front. Good, trying to draw this right shoulder back. You can keep the left hand on your hip, or you can reach it up to the sky. Let's try for one more breath. Exhale, punch further. Go ahead and bend at the knee, moving into our dancer's pose. So you can always just keep that leg lifted, grab it from the inside, do a little spin move on the mat. Ooh, maybe. All right, draw your knees together, reach your left arm up, and then kick your foot into your hand as you reach forward. So as I mentioned, all of these poses that we're going to do during our balancing series, we're keeping those hips closed. So try not to open our hip during the dancer pose. Keep them dialed in one direction. One more breath. Slowly come in, find your chair pose. Woo! There we go, good job. All right, from our chair pose, staying here, moving right into our eagle pose. So left knee rises this time. Crossing it up and over the right, either single or double wrapping. Left arm comes under, grabbing for the shoulders, maybe connecting at the palms, and then sink deeper, hips go back. Knees are tracking towards the front of the room, elbows reach up to your shoulders. Like your back is flat against a wall. And if you want to take the next iteration, you can find your eagle pose by bringing your elbows towards your knees. Good, one more breath. Stay here, sink lower, and then fly away. Good job. All right, let's move right into that opposite side. Go ahead and start with our left leg, left knee rising this time. Single leg Tadasana. Again, choosing to just stay here and you can hold on to that knee. You're still really going to activate that right leg. Otherwise, grab that big toe with your peace sign fingers, punch your heel out in front of you. Maybe you inhale your right arm. Good. Keeping a slight bend in that standing leg, but powering through the hip, powering through the glute. Stay for one more breath. Good. Bend at the knee. Maybe grab the inside ankle. Moving on to our dancer on the opposite side. So hip points are shifting forward. Knees are connected. Kick your foot into your hand as you tick-tock forward. Reach for something beyond your mat. Finding your drishti, your non-moving gaze point. Outside of that left hip is tucked in. Breath in. Breath out. Slowly come down. Find your chair pose. Last time. Woo! Good. You always get the most energetic one when it's the last one. I understand. Slowly rise up. Right knee rises with you. Crossing it up and over the left arm or right arm under. So right leg is over. Right arm is under. Wow. Elbows come up to meet your shoulders. Sink those hips down. Nice long spine. When you're ready, maybe bring those elbows towards your knees. Keeping with your drishti. Find your breath. Exhale. Fly away. Good job. All right, inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant your hands. You can find your way through a vinyasa, if you please. Otherwise, we're staying here in our downward facing dog just for a moment. Starting to bring down our heart rate. Go ahead and bring your right leg high to the sky, moving right into our pigeon pose. So knee to elbow, swing your shin across the front of the mat. Walk your hands back to meet your hips. Sink those hip points straight down to the mat. And then walk your hands forward. Maybe making a pillow for your forehead to rest on your forearms. This is your period of class where you can just relish in all of your hard work. And I just urge you to keep your heart open and to keep present on your breath. Any emotions or feelings that are starting to arise right now, just be comfortable and accepting, non-judging. Start to walk your hands back towards your hips. You can find a little bind here in your king pigeon if you'd like. So bending into that left knee, looking over your left shoulder, grabbing your foot from the inside. If you please, you can reach this right arm up to the sky, maybe reaching back towards that left hand. Whatever is accessible to you, just trying something different, even just enjoying this quad stretch here. Stay open across the heart. Slowly release your foot down to the ground. Plant into your back toes. Take this right leg high again. Maybe work through a counter stretch and movement through that right hip. We'll find this on the left side. Left leg reaches high. Knee to elbow, swing your shin across the front of your mat. Make sure that this left hip is outside, or excuse me, your left knee is outside of your hip joint. Walk your hands back towards you. Spread across the heart. And then walk your fingertips forward. Bringing your chest down towards the mat. Make sure that you're not scrunching up in your chest or across your back, that you're staying open as you fold forward. If you have your intention that you set during class, bring it back to the forefront of your mind. Maybe where your forehead is connecting with your arms, just print that word right there between your head and your arm so you can just keep a hold of it. Walk your hands back towards your hips when you're ready. Bend into your right knee. Drawing that right foot back towards you. One side might be a little bit more flexible than the other. That's normal. Maybe you're drawing your toes towards that elbow crease. Reach your left arm up and over. Or you just stay put and you just reach towards that foot. Wherever you are today is perfect. One more breath in. Slowly exhale that foot down towards the ground. Great. Tuck your back toes. Left leg goes high. Find that counter movement in that hip. Good. Walk your feet through your hands, cross at the ankles. Let's come down onto our backs. Finding a bridge pose here. Plant your feet into the ground. Engage through the hamstrings and glutes to lift up. Neutralize your back. Slowly release vertebrae by vertebrae down to the mat. Find a happy baby pose. Draw your knees in towards your armpits by grabbing the outsides of those feet. I personally love taking my peace sign fingers and drawing those big toes down. I find it a lot more accessible. And it allows me to keep my spine long on the mat as well. We don't want to be curled up. We want to keep that spine nice and extended. Lengthen into one leg. Lengthen into the other. Rock and roll. Side to side on your back, just like you're a happy baby playing in the crib. Awesome. All right, let's come to a seated position. We'll find our double pigeon pose here. So let your right shin parallel the front of your mat and then take your left shin just right over the top of it. If your knee is popped up, that's perfectly fine. Just trying to get them as stacked as possible, like a set of Lincoln logs, and then walk those hands forward. Should feel a nice stretch through that outer left hip. 2 more breaths. Slowly rise up. Extend your left leg, long the leg that was on top. Square your torso towards your extended leg. Arms reach up high. Forward fold, nice long spine. Your chin is moving towards your shin. With each inhale, grow the crown of your head longer. With each exhale, surrender to the fold. Slowly rise up. We'll cross back in that left leg. Right leg is going to come on top this time for our double pigeon. So again, paralleling those shins towards the front of the mat, flexing at the ankles, and then walk your hands forward out in front of you. Whatever feels good in the arms is good with me. It's good with the universe. Slowly rise up. Right leg extends long. Find that forward fold one more time. Square your torso. Extend your arms. Reach your shin towards your chin. And then vice versa. Slowly rise up. Let's extend both legs out in front of us. Extend your arms up to the sky. And then let's roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, finding our final resting pose of Shavasana. Palms come up by our sides. Feet splay out to the side. Breath in. Breath out, release. If you want to come the same way you started by bringing a hand to the belly and the other hand to the heart, I invite you to do that. So you can understand and appreciate the fullness and magnitude of your breath that's powering your body, that's powering those around you. That's the energy that we all breathe. Take 2 more breaths here. Rolling over to your favorite side and then slowly finding your way, taking your time, pressing your way up into a comfortable seated position. However much time you need is the time that you take. Roll your shoulders up and then down your back. Find your hands at heart center. Bring a soft gaze to your eyes, a softness to your face and your brow. Take a deep breath in all together. Exhale, let it go. Bring your thumb knuckles to meet your third eye. Give it a rub of acknowledgement. The light in me sees, honors, and reflects the light in each and every one of you yogis. Thank you so much for bringing your light and your energy here today. Namaste.